Welcome back to the NPU podcast. I'm your host, Jane Amfido, and it's my honor to have someone here on the podcast today. He's currently an entrepreneur like myself, Mr. Noah Brack, founder and owner of Junkie. And it's an honor to have you here, man. I know we've been talking about this episode for quite some time now, and I'm excited to bring you on. Golf Junkie is the official sponsor of the NPU podcast today, and I'm happy to have you on, Noah. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, Jay. It's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course, man. And I gotta say, I this quality, this brand, you got something going here. From a quality standpoint, your polos, your hats, they're very, very comfortable. You sent me a bunch in the mail, and I was so psyched to get it in and wear it, man. It's really good quality. I just wanted to give you an opportunity to meet me and my audience, and tell me a little bit about yourself, man. Like, where you from?
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I appreciate all of that. I really, have been sourcing for the quality for a long time. I'd say a long time. About 6 months is what it took me to really find a supplier.
Yeah.
But I'm actually from Middle Georgia. I was, born and raised kind of more in the South Georgia area, and I moved up here to kind of the lake kind of country, I guess you could say, and just out here, there's a lot of nothing except for golf. That's what everybody does. So you're surrounded by it. I've always enjoyed it, always loved it. And I've always had a passion for business as well. So I was always looking for something to, mesh those two together. And
Yeah.
thankfully, I've figured that out.
Yeah, man. It's awesome. I mean, I found you on social media on TikTok. And you had that one post blow up. And I mean, it caught
Yeah.
my attention. I was bought in from the second that I saw that on TikTok. And pretty quick growth for yourself, right? I mean, it blew up. You had quite a few views there, and
Yeah.
that's pretty cool to see it play out. And I'm glad that I got to you early. What was that like, man? I mean, you're very new company. Like, give a little background. Like, when did you start this, and how did Golf Junkie come to what it is today?
So, the idea came actually late last year. I watch a bunch of Shark Tank. That's pretty much, what I used to watch all the time. And I just always had a knack for business. I always wanted to start a business of some kind. I just didn't know what that would be. And I'm sitting on the couch one day and I saw the episode. I hate the name drop, but I saw the episode of Bad Birdie
Yeah.
where they came on there, did the shirts, all that stuff. And it got me to, thinking, what if I did a sort of company like that? So I looked online because I actually wanted to buy a few more polos and stuff, and I wanted to buy from a brand, not necessarily from a retailer.
Right.
And as I'm looking, I'm just like, man, these are so expensive. Like, there's no way it costs that much. You look at, things like, I mean, take Bad Birdie, for example, or Rowback, you're paying $90 minimum for a shirt.
Yeah.
Any other company I found, I mean, you're $65 at least.
Yep.
And so that's kind of where I got the idea of, why don't I just try it? I want to start a business, why don't I just see if it works? And that's really kind of where the idea came from, is just thinking about that, watching that episode and kind of going from there. It's a really new company. So like I said, I got the idea last year. I went ahead and did all the back end kind of stuff, got the business set up correctly, did the LLC, all of that.
Nice.
And I created a website at the beginning of this year, and I had it made. It was okay. It looked all right. It was enough to start getting some sales, generating some stuff. I'd have a table and a tent, and I would go out and set up at golf tournaments and kind of sell from there. And so I didn't have that big online presence yet. And so I just started making videos like crazy. I reached out to as many people as I could. If somebody would wear it and they would take a picture in it or a video, I appreciated it and I would post it. And I got the idea to just post this long video and not necessarily, dog on all these companies, but just point out the fact that it's so expensive and I can make it for cheaper. I can get the same quality, same everything, and charge, in this case, every case, really half the price. Um, and so I put that up, and typically my videos did, I don't know, maybe 1,000 views, maybe 2,000 at the most is what I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I posted that, went to bed, thought nothing about it. Next thing you know, I wake up, it's got 30,000 views and I'm ecstatic.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And the a week goes by, 2 weeks go by, it hits 1 million views eventually, and I was just blown away. I mean, the orders were coming in like crazy. Thankfully, at this point, I had revamped the website. I went with a different went with Shopify, and I had
Yep.
redone everything. And the orders just started coming in. Sold me out the first week. I think it
Wow.
did maybe the video did 40,000 views or something like that, and I was completely sold out. I had to go ahead and rebuy about 100 more. Um, and thankfully they came in pretty quickly, so I was able to fulfill pre-orders and all that stuff. But it was it was eye-opening because it made it real. It made
Yeah.
me believe that it's possible to do it. Up until that point, I thought, I see why businesses fail because it's tough. It's a grind. And I got lucky in a sense with that video going viral. You can't always count on that.
Right.
But it was it was really eye-opening, and it made me see that it's possible to grow it from just a tiny little company or an idea into actually something. And to see so many people, with Shopify, you can see the globe and you can see how many
Yep.
people are buying it from all over.
Yep.
And you had people from Australia and Canada, and it was global, and it was awesome. It was insane to see that.
That's so awesome, man. That hearing that story is just it's awesome, man, because I myself have a Shopify store and stuff like that. And I work a little bit in the NIL space, and that's everybody's dream, is for it to take off. And finding ways to keep that sustainable, though, I know is what a lot of companies have trouble with. And what have you seen so far, from start to where you are now? How is the business doing, and what are you finding you're doing now to keep growing?
So the biggest thing for me is probably, I would say it's the biggest thing and the hardest thing is probably marketing, putting up more videos that are like that when they can go viral.
Right.
I've had a few that have done pretty well recently since that has taken off. Email marketing has really been a really big thing.
Yeah.
And this to me is all foreign. I don't
i'm on
have
I'm on your email list.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't have, I don't TikTok, Google, YouTube, they've been my best friends. I don't know anything, the first clue about doing anything business wise. I mean, I have some ideas and stuff and how I think things go, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty business minded, I feel like, but this is all fresh. And the company is legitimately from opening the Shopify store, maybe 3 months old at this point.
The
So
baby.
for it to yeah, yeah, I mean, it's just started out, and I
Yeah.
mean, to have, 20,000 followers on TikTok at this point, and, I think 20,000 on Instagram as well, and then that same video even blew up on Facebook a little bit. I think it had
Oh, that's
100,000 views, which
that's
was
awesome.
nuts to me. I don't know what
Yeah.
it is about the video, but it just caught so many people's attention.
Well, it
Um,
was for sure catchy. It was for sure a part of your niche, and it caught my attention as an avid golfer. I mean, the name Golf Junkie, like, it's something that I wanted to be a part of, right? Like, as
right.
a former athlete, there's nothing I can do now but golf. And when I saw it, I was like, what is this? And I saw how like new you were and what you were promoting. And I was bought in from day one, man. I was like, I got to find a way to get in contact with this guy, because I saw you really didn't have much marketing. And, I mean, besides that video, you, like you said, a couple thousand views here and there. And, I really was like interested in that, and how how new it was. And to find out that it's in its, third month is
Yeah.
crazy in itself, man. So I'm sure for you as a business owner, finally seeing the start of just what's to come is very rewarding in itself. So
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like I said, taking it from an idea to making it real was just something. And I can't even tell you the amount of honestly overwhelming. Usually online, you get a lot of negativity, but online, it surprised me how much positivity came from whether it's comments, whether it's just messages, people reaching out to, "Hey, I want to be a brand ambassador," or something like that. And again, I'm all new to this, so I don't really understand how a lot of this stuff works, and I'm still trying to
Right.
figure it out myself.
Right, man. So, I know we talked a little bit about that and the logistical side of just affiliate marketing and all of that. I saw this as a great opportunity. I work with some golfers in the Northeast. I'm from Connecticut. So, I'm pretty, I've got a golf background and, I think that it would work well with my audience because I work with a lot of high schoolers, college athletes. And I mean, just for the quality in itself, like I own FootJoy, I own those, bigger brands for shirts and stuff. And this is damn near the same exact quality. It's crazy. For $45, your price point is amazing because, first of all, like you can't find this quality of a shirt pretty much anywhere else for that price. The hat's very, very comfortable. It's something that I could play in all day. I actually did play in the hat one day. And, typically, just coming from a quality standpoint, typically sometimes golf hats, when you sweat a lot, the brim of the hat collects and it drips down.
Yeah.
I wasn't finding that problem with this. It just from that quality standpoint, something that me as a golfer, I'm playing 18 holes. I want to be in this. And I know a lot of my friends that are going to watch this podcast, a lot of people in my network that see this are probably going to check out your website. Where can we find you online?
So it's golfjunkieco.com. I'd love it to be golfjunkie.com, but obviously that was taken.
Yeah.
So I couldn't go forward with that, but golfjunkieco.com is where you could find us at. And I mean, you talk about the price point and the quality aspect. So, that kind of goes back to what I was saying about how, I was looking at everything and I was like, it can't be this much. And it's crazy because it's really not. The
Yeah.
margins that these guys have is insanity.
Ridiculous.
It's like you could go on golfjunkieco.com. You can get 2 polos from me for the price of 1 that you can pay for at either Bad Birdie or Rowback. Not only can you get 2, you get free shipping, but with Rowback, you have to pay at least $150 for shipping. And that's mind blowing, right? And then so to
Insane.
take it even further, you can get a polo, depends what hat you get, but you can get a polo, a hat, and either a golf towel or a tumbler and be $5 cheaper and get free shipping on my website than you could if you went to Robat, Peter Millar, Bad Birdie, all those things. So you can get, 3 items and free shipping with me versus 1 shirt
Mhm.
and have to pay for shipping for somebody else.
Well, I think that just attributes to the name, right? Like everybody hates paying so much money for a bad round, right? Well, it correlates. You don't have to pay that much to sweat in a shirt, and,
Yeah.
and for the quality, you're getting the best of the best for a $45 price point. And your hats are, some of them are 25, some of them are 30. I checked that out. That price is great. And, I think a lot of people are going to see this and be like, wow, like, I never thought of golf apparel like that before. So, and I think what you're creating here is, an overall brand of just golfers that are avid in the sport and want to be a part of a good brand. So it's great seeing that stuff, man. And your social media presence has been awesome. And, I think that, with some of the things that I can help create you content wise. And I'm excited to see what happens with it and how it does because, I got some plans. I'm going to be filming over the weekend with some of your stuff and,
Oh, yeah.
get you some photography as well. My girlfriend's family, blessed to say they have a course that, I could play at and, be good marketing for them too, having a brand on there. So
There
I
you
know
go.
their
Absolutely.
golf pro there was all about it. I told them about your brand. I told him I wore it actually to there, and he was like, "Hey, I like your shirt." And I was like, you like that, huh? I was like, yeah, check out this company. So I showed him, and he deals with the merchandise in the pro shop. So, he was like, I'm gonna have to give it a look. Like, potentially right there, boom, you could have another, sponsor or something that has your golf stuff. And it's just cool to see how that connects in the business world, man. Like, making next level connections is what I'm trying to do. So I'm glad to, help you out and make some content, dude. Cause, it gives me good experience being on a golf course and working, marketing for a brand.
Right.
And that's ultimately what I was trying to do this year, is establish myself with brands. I do a lot of work with athletes. I do a lot of work in that space in sports marketing. And I think the next step to my media was going to be more, affiliate marketing and more, product marketing. And I wanted to use this podcast space to do a little bit of that, but also have the chance to make the media myself and, work one-on-one with, owners of the company. So it's good. It's a good starting time for you and a great starting time for me. So it works out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's almost like we came together at the perfect time, I guess you could
Yeah,
say.
dude. I'm huge on taking those opportunities. Like I said, I saw your brand, I saw where the following's at, and I'm like, this is $1 million idea. And that's no joke, man. I think you can scale this. I have a background in SEO. I have a background in content marketing and stuff like that. I work a 40-hour work week for an IT company. So I'm learning, business to business marketing. I'm learning, a lot of next, higher end business stuff as far as like that marketing goes and, brand content and all that. So I think there's some cool stuff I can make here. And, it seems to be that your niche is fitting trendy, like your niche is fitting those trends, well on social media. And you're selling to your audience, right? Like through trends on social media, which is cool. So, I'm excited to see what we can do here, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the biggest thing for me is just finding somebody that's kind of has everything in that wheelhouse
Yeah.
and utilizing them to, push the brand forward. I mean, it's a partnership really at the end
Right.
of the day. And so being able to utilize them to, push the brand forward and partner with them on that, and especially the content aspect, that's
Yeah.
probably the biggest thing for me is getting out there because there's so many people that want to do it. And I would love to give everybody an opportunity to wear the clothes, make videos. But, in today's day and age, it's got to be like the perfect shots. It's got to look good. It's got to, and so everybody doesn't really have that experience in order to be able to do something like that.
Yeah, man. I was blessed in the past year to be put in the position to really focus on equipment, focus on, the quality of things. When I started this business, I pumped around, 10 grand into the business of just equipment. The biggest thing in this industry is having the next cutting edge, look to your media. And that's what sells. That's, and I
Yeah.
think you did a good job drawing that initial attention to it. Now, the focus has to be showing off the quality, showing off, golfers in this stuff. And thankfully I have a plethora of golfers that are interested in, I've already told this brand about because I've already been spreading the message because, I'm bought in and I wanted to be a part of something like this. And, so, from a content standpoint, like, I have a Sony A7 IV and, that's probably the best camera that you could get in the industry right now. So, I'm going to make you some cool stuff, dude. And we'll definitely have to have a couple more collaborative sessions. And I actually just hired 4 interns for Namfito Productions, which was pretty sick. I've got, a guy that's working, Kalen, my new intern. He's going to be working on like podcast brand deals and whatnot. So, being collaborative in this space is huge to me, and I want to enable your company to see growth, see real results from it. And that's what I'm looking to do with other companies. So, as I build this podcast, your story is going to be a part of this podcast now. And I love that. So, I wanted to give you the space to, talk about your brand and where you came from. But I think that's awesome, man. Like, how long have you been playing golf?
So wow. So I've been playing golf pretty much. I mean, since I was little, I could walk. My
So, how old are
we
you?
have a so I'm 25 now.
Okay.
We have a family friend, and she's basically a part of the family, but she got me into kind of playing golf and into the sport. And I mean, probably 15, 16 years now at least. And it's funny. I say that and I can't even break 80, but I go out there, I have
Me too.
fun. Yeah, I mean, it's a good time, and it's something fun to do. And now the fact that I can go out there and wear, something that's a part of me,
Yeah.
is amazing, and I can do something I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
It's the best of both worlds, really.
Must feel fulfilling, man. I know you said you also work another job too. Like, what do you do outside of Golf Junkie?
So thankfully, I work as a remote recruiter for a pharmacy company.
Oh
So
wow.
I work from home all day, and I have I've got sites all across the U.S. and basically they give me a specific region, and I just fill positions within that region. So if there's 8 pharmacies in that region, and each pharmacy has 4 or 5 positions that they need filled, they reach out to me and say, "Hey, we need some people for this," and so that's what I do all day long. I source for candidates to fill the positions.
Nice.
And because I can work from home, I've just had some extra time to be able to do something on the side
Yeah.
and, found Golf Junkie and was able to kind of make that work. I do it out of my little small office in here. This is like it's a tiny little office, but I have boxes everywhere just of
It's awesome.
inventory. So as soon as somebody orders something, I move boxes around and I'm packing it up and trying to get it out the door as quick as I can.
Yeah, man. That's so cool. And watching it unfold, I joined your live when you were packing up those bags. What was that feeling like, man? Like just having all those orders and that stack, like must have felt good.
That was awesome. It was crazy because I would I'd open the door to my truck and I'd put all the boxes in there, and they'd be falling all over the place, and I'd have to. I've gotten it down to a science now of how to stack
Yeah,
everything and get it. But it was crazy just seeing all those orders come in, and just my printer. I thought it was going to overheat from just having to print all of those labels, all the
it's
shipping
crazy.
labels. But I'm hoping to. I'd love to keep doing it. I hope to repeat the process as many times as possible
So
and
year to date,
grow.
how many do you know how many sales total you have?
I actually, you know what? I can look that up and tell you. As far as orders, and it's gonna sound so it's 114 orders that I've had so far, which
Yeah.
I know sounds low, but 114 orders, so about 80 of those were at once, and then the next, every week you get about 20 more and about 20 more,
Yeah.
and so they just felt like they were never ending and coming and coming and
Right.
coming, which was I was super grateful for it. But 114 so far, and we've done over the and I mean, honestly, we have been, live, I guess you could say, for 3 months, but I didn't have inventory for about a month there because I sold out.
Wow.
So for the 2 months each, we've done about in gross sales about 3,500 per month so
Wow.
far.
Okay.
This month so far is on track. It seems like it's going to do the same thing. So we're working
Yeah.
on getting some more in there.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, that's where a good marketing plan and how you disperse content is really gonna elevate those sales and really have an impact. I mean, from a social standpoint, you got the following now, and now you just got to keep your trend savviness, and I think what'll be cool is I have a group of 4 interns coming on board now, and I got them looking at trends every single day. So, I'm going to really dive into the golf space. I'm really going to dive in. Um, I don't know if you follow Minwoo Lee, but
Yeah.
man, social media is awesome. And I really like that that catchy content that's like, damn, that was fire, And I want to make some stuff like that for you because I think that would do well. And, I think your audience would really react well to it too. So yeah.
Yeah. I want to be like, personally, I want to go after the big guys, Roback, Beb. All those people. I keep bringing up Roback only because they. I was kind of talking a little crap to them on Instagram, and they blocked my personal page and the Golf Junkie business page, so I can't even look at their stuff anymore. And so, like, that's kind of what I see as my competition. I don't see the smaller brands, not to say that they're not obviously out there and they're killing it probably, but that's just kind of my goal is to be on their level. And,
Yeah.
I want to be in their face, like this is who we are. Because the brand is for the people out there that are just that want good quality stuff without having to pay an arm and a leg for it. Take out a loan and go get you some golf stuff. Golf is already expensive as it is. I mean,
Yeah,
you're paying for clubs, you pay for the round. I mean, you're looking at
a
a
couple
lot of
thousand
money
dollars.
already. Exactly right. So already, and then they expect you to pay a couple $100 for one shirt is that just it blows my mind. So that's it. That's what I want it for. I want it for the weekend golfer that goes out there to have a good time with his friends
Yeah.
and not have to kill himself to pay off the debt he incurs from getting a polo shirt.
I think that fits my market so well, man. I know so many guys, and even content creators that I'm working with that are in the golf space. They love golf and they're like me, man. I don't go out there to shoot under 80. I go out there to crush a couple beers, hang with the boys, and then go home and forget that round because it was probably bad. But after that, I'm trying every freaking week to get better at this sport. And I envy my little brother who's, 17 hitting the ball 360. It's like, I wish I was that good, but I'm not.
Right.
So, and that is no discredit to the brand in any way. I think you're fitting that niche though of golfers that are like, screw the bigger companies that are $90 a pop. I'm going to go with this brand that actually believes in, a culture. You're creating a culture, Golf Junkie. And I think I've developed into what I would like to believe is a golf junkie, but I'm obviously a golf fan. I just like the sport, man. So, you know, this brand, and I'm telling you right now, I'm not being paid to say this. This brand is going to be next level. I really believe in it, man. And I just from the quality standpoint, I think you got $1 million idea, and I can't wait to see what happens, man. I think we're gonna build something cool.
I'm very excited for it, and I just the partnership. I mean, I would love it for this to take off, and for you to be able to take off alongside, and even work with other people, and to just elevate both of us at the same time. And that is my. I told the guy that does a lot of videos for me named Aaron. I told him I was like, man, I hope one day that I can get you to the point where yeah, you're doing content for me, but maybe you're doing content for a TaylorMade or like what bigger brands out there as well. And he was like, "No, man, I just want to do it for you. That'd be perfectly fine with me." But I want to see everybody win. I don't want to be stingy, and
Yeah,
I mean that's a big part of the reason why I sell the clothes as cheap. I guess as you could say I do. I hate the word cheap because it makes it sound bad, but
it's not though. Yeah,
as affordable as I do is because I want I want it to be accessible. I want golf to be accessible to everybody. It's not just a rich man's sport.
yeah, 100%.
I think it's for somebody, everybody, and it is for those people that want to go out there and just have a good time and drink a couple beers. But it could also be for the athlete that goes out there and is just obsessed with the game, and that's really why I developed the name is just because it becomes an obsession. You do it once, and you may have a really bad round, but you're going to have that one shot that you just pure it, and from there
Ah,
on, you're done. You're hooked.
it was
You're a
crazy,
junkie from
man.
that point.
This past, I relate to that so much. My brother is a golf junkie. Um, the kid is just got a knack for the game. He got his handicap this past year down to like a 3.5, and he was,
Wow.
yeah, So he was right there. He ended the season like around a 4.5, 5. But he had a great year, and he's playing football right now. But in the springtime and throughout the summer, golf is his game. So I see this brand fitting his market and what he's trying to do and go, he's got dreams of going on tour, man. So if he gets there one day, hey, Golf Junkie may be his main sponsor one day. You never know. Uh,
That would be awesome.
you know what I'm saying? So that those are
Amazing.
the types of connections that I'm thinking about now because aside from him, I work with 9 other athletes right now and across like football, basketball. But what's the one common theme that every sport is playing? It's golf, man. Think about it. Like we got Ray Allen here in TPC Cromwell who lives here. He's shooting, he's almost scratch, and you
Right.
see other guys like celebrities and stuff that were in different sports going to golf and it's just the game. It's caught fire over these last few years. So, I think you got a huge opportunity to capitalize on that market. And, I think, Golf Junkie can be guys like, just like me, that are going out there for a good time, but Golf Junkie is also the guy that's putting in the work every single day. Even, my brother's playing football, but he's still going to the range. He's still there. He's, putting in those long hours. And, I'm hoping this next year he's got the opportunity to go D1, but I think he's going to be a collegiate golfer, which period, it would be awesome for him to get there.
Oh yeah.
God willing. So, yeah, man, I think that there's just a lot of opportunity for us both to, keep strategizing, keep the product launches, even, just floating the ideas around to each other. Cause, as you're building a business from an outside perspective, I think I could have a good influence on some things too. And, helping the marketing side of things and just getting an eye for what's popping online, what's not. Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy how networking works, man. Like, you
Yeah.
didn't even know me a month ago. And then I just took that leap of faith. I was like, let me see if they respond.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and I welcome that. I mean, seriously, I'd love to work with anybody that I could. And networking for me, I don't know if it's just me being me or if it's just Georgia itself, but it feels like there's nothing, and I just can't go out there and connect with people like I want to, because I think, I mean, just like you say, I think that this brand could be something huge. I just don't know the right types of people, but I think it'll get there. I think it'll reach the audience that it needs to at some point. And I mean, with partnering up with you and being able to put out that content, I think it's going to take off. And one thing I've thought about, you know, I've had this idea the past couple days. Obviously I don't know when this would happen, but you have that football and other sports aspect, and people are obsessed with that too. And they could be a football junkie, or they could be a tennis junkie or something. So I've had an idea, an inkling to just kind of be like, you know, this is a junkie atmosphere, and it's for any sport, and you can have kind of a whole plethora, I guess you could say, of products that you could choose from, whether it be a football category, golf. I see it getting a little bit bigger than just the golf niche, but I don't know, it could stay this way. I just have a lot of ideas that I think we'll bounce around, and we'll kind of figure out something and see what
Yeah,
works.
yeah, man,
But
for
I
sure.
think it could grow to be a monster of a company.
Yeah, man, for sure. I mean, as far as we haven't even talked any strategy yet, and just all these
Right.
ideas floating around my head. Like, oh man, I can't wait. I got, like you said, I got football, I got men's basketball, I've got women's basketball. And I'm getting into the softball market now. So, and soccer, women's soccer market. So over these next couple of months, I'm gonna just be pumping out content like crazy. And I really wanted to have that brand presence though, and finding a brand that is thinking long term, like you are. So I think that's cool stuff. And we'll definitely have to touch base after this podcast, because I think there's gonna be a lot of good strategizing that goes on.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
brain, my
absolutely.
brain works at a million miles an hour, man. But I promise that there's some good stuff that comes out.
I'm the same way.
Yeah,
I have one idea, and then I'll have 30 more, and I'll forget what I was even thinking about in the first place to come up with the rest of these things. And
yeah, dude.
um, but I'm excited for it. I think that we could even do, maybe we could keep it golf, but for those people that are like your brother that play two sports, we could kind of have some football-esque type of polos that they could wear, like quarter zips, things like that. So again, this is me going, a couple different ideas at one time, but I
Yeah,
I think that there's a big market for this, and I think that a lot of people are going to be able to, buy into it and really, like you said, really get into that culture, and not really. I don't want to take out anybody. I don't want to see anybody fail, but I want to make a big impact in the market with having the same kind of quality and material as these bigger brands do,
yeah.
and kind of hit them where it hurts, I guess you could say, in a
No,
nice
I
way.
I love it. Being a disruptor to the market, right?
That's right.
I think that's awesome, because one of the things that, if you go back to my first podcast, I kind of touch base on what I'm trying to be right now, is a disruptor to the media market. You know, offering affordable content. And, obviously we have our own thing aside and, planned out for the future. But, I wanted to be a part of something and get in early. So I want to make you content for free and be behind the brand, because you're going to believe in me, right? If I'm, producing you content and forming a partnership, you like you said, rather than me asking for $2,000 to make you content, because I didn't want it to feel corporate when it comes to that. So it was important to me to find like a partnership like this. So I think it's just gonna work out just fine. And I wanted to like you said, some of the merch lines that could be different. Like now my head's going because I offer NIL opportunity to athletes right now. So all of my college athletes that I work with, they are on an NIL line through my merchandise line. Right now, I'm giving them 100% of profits from that. So any
Wow.
shirt that they sell, I give them it comes out to be like $12 in profit per shirt. So I give them that. And that is because they're in my program and being a college mentor in my program to high school athletes who are learning how to digital brand themselves, to get recruited, to go on to college. I'm freaking excited, man. I've got like 5 D1 caliber prospects right now, including, my brother in golf, and,
Right.
and we've got, a kid right now that he's in football. He's getting looked at by 9 D1 schools. We have a lineman that's 6'3", 315 pounds and getting recruited by Ivy League schools. So there's a lot of opportunity that's going to be coming in the next, year and a half. And, I'm looking to build far beyond that, and I think that there's going to be a lot of cool opportunities for the both of us. So love the vision, dude. I love everything about the brand. I love the quality. I can't stress this enough. I'm not being paid to say this. This is the next level of golf quality in apparel. It's not going to get better than this. $45 for a polo, $25 to $30 for a hat. And then what were your mugs priced at again? I can't even remember it.
So we've got this kind of, it's kind of a neat thing. It's a 4-in-1 tumbler and it's $15,
Oh,
which
wow.
is I think the cheapest thing that I've ever seen as far as tumblers go. But
Yeah.
you can put a slim can in there if you're on the course with your buddies. You can put a slim can in there. You can put a regular beer in there. You could put a bottle in there. And then if none of that suits you, and you've got something that just maybe won't fit in there, you can actually use the apparatus itself. It comes with a different lid, and you can just pour your liquid in there and put the top on and use it as a tumbler cup itself. So
I'm
it's
gonna have
a
to get my
4-in-1
hands on
kind of
some of those.
apparatus.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have
Yeah.
to get
And
my
I
hands on those.
I got plenty of them. So, and they're, like I said, $15. I don't think you could beat that price. And I mean,
I
it's
mean,
insane. And I'm
you look at all retail. I mean, you're paying 30, $40 for something like that.
Yeah, and it does the same thing. I mean, it's, I think it's double wall insulated, all that good stuff. So
It's
all the
awesome.
marketing stuff that they're pushing out, mine does the same stuff. It's just like the polo shirts. They're doing the same thing, and I'm selling it cheaper. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make a market for just about every product I can and undercut where I can, just because I'm a
Yeah.
smaller company and I can do it.
Because you're that disruptor, man. That's awesome. And I'm looking for other people to be in the space with and that are looking to be disruptors. And I've got a lot of cool things coming up aside from this venture that, it could open doors for you, could open doors for me. And a lot of new creatives coming into the space. I got a lot of plans this year to work some events with different creatives in the area of the Northeast, and getting their hands on just some engagement that I'm doing with Amphito Productions. And yeah, man, I think the sky's the limit at this point, right? Like I see a good future for both of us. So it's cool hearing your story from, just one entrepreneur to another. Don't give up ever, dude. I'm rooting for you, and I'm backing this brand 150%. I believe in the quality, and that is the determinant from your price point. I believe in the quality over the price. So that speaks for
That's
itself.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate it so much. I mean, it's awesome to, I like I said, a lot of the comments on social media are positive, but it's awesome to really talk with somebody and they believe in it as much as I do. So I appreciate that a ton.
Yeah, of course, man. Like keep it up. Keep the designs coming too, because I'm actually one of my interns is an apparel and merchandising major right now. I've got some plans to have her have eyes on, some of my stuff for my merch line and, my NIL line. So, even could introduce you to her and just pick her brain. And, I've got, another intern that I'm bringing on. She's a softball player at University of Albany. She's, heavily involved in the sports world there. And, and then I got one other one that, she's sponsored by Prime, which is crazy. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy. So yeah, crazy story. I mean, you'll get to meet them all at some point, one way or another, because they're gonna, my plans are to integrate them into some of these podcasts to have, just a different perspective come in onto the podcast. Because sometimes I feel like I ramble, and it would be nice to hear, just a, someone else, in my shoes. I'm looking for a potential co-host in the future. And yeah, she was in the interview. She was like, yeah, not to like, you know, not to toot my own horn, but yeah, I got sponsored by Prime. And I was like, what? Like, that's crazy. Like, and
It's a little bit of a bombshell there, right?
yeah, no, I was just like, wow, like that's awesome. She gets free Prime for life, and she just puts out like 3-4 posts a month, and she can work her way up in the system to get better deals and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just cool stuff, connecting you with people like that and just keeping that networking going. I think will just lead to long-term success. So I'm bought in, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, the more you grow, I mean, it's going to benefit, just like you said, it'll benefit us both. I mean,
Yeah.
the more that the company grows, the more I'll be putting out there. Oh, this was, filmed by NanoFit Productions. I mean, just helping both of us out. I think it'll elevate both of us tremendously.
Yeah, I mean, like some of the things that I'm gonna probably suggest on Instagram would be like, posting in collaboration there, because I think like just like that, seeing
Yeah,
that space is,
absolutely.
because it's gonna introduce you to 1,100 of my followers. I've got close to 2,300 or 2,100 on my personal account, so I'll be posting it there. So it's going to be a pretty wide audience that's going to just see it in general from my audience, but also it'll give your audience a chance to see new media and just see that collaborative space. And what'll be cool is I'll also give you, copies of everything. So if you want to post it on like TikTok, you could post it by yourself and promote your, stuff there. And you could do that vice versa once I give it to you. If you didn't want to post in collaboration, do it yourself. So, leave that option, and then pump out a shit ton of, pictures and photography. So you have that in your arsenal, for future launches. And then future, I saw you did a little shoot there, and that was, on your website, which was cool. Stuff like
Yeah.
that, like just being able to make a landing page with, a different picture rather than your homepage, and vice versa. So, and then product pictures too. I mean, if you get a golfer up at the tee box, something like that would be cool to even put on, just product
That's what
pictures.
I need.
Yeah.
I need that all those. I am terrible at pictures. That's actually I just got a new phone today just for the camera. Like that's all
Yeah.
I got it for. And the product pictures I have on there, I'm sure people go like I can't. I probably had 60,000 people, I think in total, visit the website, and I can't even tell you how many probably looked at the product pictures and went, I don't know. That's probably the biggest thing that I need is just a picture of, each product, somebody in
Okay.
it, somebody, playing in it. That would be huge for me. Same thing with video.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of different videos of people in it. And I know that there's not a lot right now. As far as I think I've got 4 different SKUs of options to choose from as far as polos, and I've got more stuff coming. It's on the way. A big part of that is lacking the capital because when you get into ordering stuff, you can't order but so many of one style, and you have to.
Right.
And so when as we grow, the capital will get there. The capital will come, and I'll be able to put out different types of. Maybe you want a solid color shirt, you don't want a stripe, or maybe you want some kind of different pattern on there. I'll be able to put out a bunch more inventory the more we grow. So as many people stick with me, you'll see it elevate from there. I think there's about 8,000 subscribers that we have on the website now.
Wow.
And so I put out, which is insane. So to only have 114 orders and I've got 8,000 subscribers on email marketing is kind of insane to me.
Yeah.
I would have thought it would have been a ton more, but I'm
Yeah.
honestly kind of glad it's not, because if there's one thing you can take away from the podcast at all, if you're out there, if you're an entrepreneur, you're trying to grow a business, try to grow smart and don't go too quickly, because you will get just overwhelmed. You'll feel like you're drowning. So I'm glad that I'm able to take these, especially when working full time too. I'm
Yeah.
able to take kind of like a little bit of break every week or so, where there's not so many orders and I can really focus and work on other stuff. So that's I see a big future for it. I see it being like you said, a big disruptor in the market.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to be a part of that story, dude, and help you get this content out. And so yeah, I know we're kind of talking strategy now, which is cool, with me. I wanted my audience to see how my brain works, because I just ideas flow, man, and I love that. Quickly, what I would do is set you up with a Google Drive. This is how I work with a lot of clients. I set them up with a Google Drive. Boom, all your videos will be there. Boom, all your photography will be there. So you could go and pick and look through,
Yeah.
pick apart the footage and see what you like, use it here and there, whatever. But I'm also gonna then take that footage, make something cool, and then boom, there's the collaboration. And then whatever you wanted to post, go for it, and all I ask is always just give me a little tag or something, and that's it, man. That
Absolutely.
works for me. And then
Absolutely. I wanna credit
we
anybody.
were gonna set up a code, for my audience, and we'll work that out, and we'll put that link down below. And yeah, so whatever we work it out to be, and we'll go from there.
Well, I like what you kinda said, the NP for 10% off. I think we'll do that. So we'll do the NP for NanoFit. Is NanoFit Productions?
Nanfito, yep.
Nanfito Productions. Okay, so
Yep.
Nanfito Productions, NP, you get 10% off of any order that you order with us here at Golf Junkie. So absolutely take advantage of that. You also, I believe, at least if I'm not mistaken, you can use that coupon code. And if you're a first time shopper with us, you also get 10% off with just joining our email list. So you'll get 20% off of your entire order just by using that code and by being a first time user with us.
You heard it here first from Noah, man, the owner and founder of Golf Junkie. Use your code NP at checkout for 10% off your purchase, and then sign up for his email marketing platform, and you'll get an extra 10% off. So 20% off your entire purchase. Use your code NP. Go to checkout and apply it. And I'm sure he'll get this up pretty quickly after. But yeah, man, I'm excited. It's gonna be. I feel like the energy is just gonna keep building from here. And I'm really excited to get my hands on some content for you. The way it's looking is I'm just gonna really just grind and just get as much content in one day, and then do another day, and bring different guys with me out in the course, and just get them in the polos. So the ones that you sent me, I'm gonna just rotate through those and just get different shots, get different guys wearing them, so you get a different feel. And so it's
That would
not
be
because like
awesome.
my younger brother's kind of stocky like me, and they might fit my friend that's a little bit skinnier and scrawny a little different. So it's good to get that different perspective, and guys wearing it. I'm 5'9" and I'm wearing a large. If a guy that's 6'1" and skinny is also wearing a large, that's good to show that too. So yeah, so we'll just go from there, man.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. And any shots that you get, like if you have, the four of you out there, you guys just want to take a big,
Yeah.
like you're walking down the course or something like that
Yeah.
with all four of you in the picture, that would be amazing.
Yeah, sweet,
I
dude.
would I would put that'd be the big picture as soon as you get on the website right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna, try and coordinate it to go on days. I usually go for like sunset rounds. So perfect timing. Like
Oh yeah,
the way the sun
absolutely.
sets over my girlfriend's course is really nice. Is they just got like on the back nine, there's just that goes down with the horizon. It'll work out like perfect. So I'm excited because
That's
they're
amazing.
excited as well to hear that there's a brand that's interested in getting content on their course. So it's a win-win for everybody. So yeah, it's gonna be fun, man.
All right, sweet. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
well, I think this was good, man. I really appreciate it, Noah. You heard it here first, Noah Brack. From where'd you say again? It was
Middle Georgia.
Middle Georgia. So we got the owner and founder of Golf Junkie. It is amazing quality, $45 per polo, $25 to $30 for a hat, and $15 for a thermos. Man, you can't beat those prices. You can't beat the quality, and you know where to get it first. Use your code NP at checkout for 10% off your order, and then sign up for the email marketing campaign, and you'll also receive another 10% on top of it. 20% off your order. It's a no-brainer. Go get your Golf Junkie today. And that is episode 8 of the NPU podcast. Thanks, Noah, for joining. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much, Jay. It was a pleasure being on. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.